The most time-consuming step in designing your website is customizing and making sure that all your modules look the way you want. So in the case of Divi, for example, let's say I want to add a button in here. We are greeted with something that is so generic and basic. Is this a good thing? Yes, because obviously everyone wants to design their buttons differently. So if you're designing a website, all these modules here out of the box are just plain and simple, and you have to go in and start customizing them to look the way you want. And this takes a very, very long time. But what if I can tell you that you come in here, let's say this is your heading, and then you just go to your presets, choose your heading, and just like that, you have a heading size which is fluid and it looks great on all devices. Here's your paragraph. You come over here, you go to your default preset, and then you choose your body text, and that size is perfect. Same thing, we come over here to the button, we go to the presets, and then we choose our button. So we're going to go with the primary button here. The sizing and everything is very precise. Now we come to the blurbs, and these are one of the most commonly used elements on your websites. So again, we come over here, we go into our presets, and this time I want to go with, let's say C. Okay, and this time it's going to be light, so I'll click on that, and then all I have to do is to add my icon by just coming over here. So as you can see, I'm just clicking through all these pre-designs, and this just makes the designing of websites much easier. I mean, I can go on here. Look at this. This time I want to make something really unique. Okay, I want to give this background here a dark color, because sometimes when we design our websites, we have darker backgrounds or dark sections. So let's go ahead and add a very dark color here. So I'm going to go with let's go with that. Okay, so very dark. Now, when we come over here to our accordion, we're going to go to our presets here, and then we're going to say dark, okay, because we want a dark background, open. Look at that. Now, do you notice that the background of this open accordion, I mean, it looks really nice because everything has been pre-designed for you. Now, let me do one more time. We're going to come over here to the closed one. Again, we're going to come over here to the top, choose our preset, and this is dark closed. Look at that. Now you may be thinking, well, what if I use black for my background or a really dark gray? Well, this uses any color and it adapts. If I come over here and I choose my color, I mean, notice that as I'm dragging this, you know, it just maintains that very subtle but elegant design. And this is what you want in design. It saves you a lot of time and you can just go through your design process very easy. Now I want to do two more examples here. So here we're going to go with H4. I'm going to select my text, come over here, H4. I want to come over here to my text, choose my preset, and this is my body text. And this time this is a video. So I'm going to come over here, go to my preset, and I'm going to choose video A. And all I need to do now is to add my overlay. So I'm going to come over here, add my image, and let's say this is my image. I'm going to click upload. Now notice that even my button there has already been designed for me. Now just with a few clicks, I was able to get everything looking really nice. Now there's one more thing that you may want to do to just make the whole design look really awesome, and that is by applying our text. Let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to come over here to my variables, because this is the easiest place to go in and change your text. So when I come over here to fonts, I'm going to say headings. Now by default, we get Open Sans, and here we go. I'm going to select it. Now notice my body here also needs to be updated. I'm going to go with enter. There we go. I'm going to select that, save the variables, apply changes, and then I'm just going to close out of here, and I am going to save the draft. So you can see now that my text has been updated. Now I have pop-ins for my titles, and I also have enter for my text. So just like that, I was able to go in and just make a beautiful layout really fast. Now, you may be wondering, okay, so how many of these presets are pre-designed for us in this brand new product? Well, let's go ahead over to the top. So here we have our heading one. In fact, all our headings are done. This is our paragraph text. Here are our buttons. Now, these are the most popular, used rounded corners, and also the pill button. So you can choose these as presets in your design. We also have the toggle here, and all these have a light version, the one with the primary color, and also the dark version. And this is important in web design. So you have all your three versions in all of these examples. When it comes to the blurbs, you can see here we have different types. And when you hover, it has a color that changes on hover, and you can see here it is nice and beautiful. Even the icons here, everything is designed, and all these are just the different types. Now when you go to the bottom here, again we see the darker versions, and when you hover over it, the color changes and it maintains clarity, which is very, very important in design. We have our number counters, we have our social follow, we have our countdown timer. So pretty much everything that you're most likely to use in your web design process is already designed for you ahead of time. So here are our videos. This is the darker version, and this one here follows our primary color for our website. Here are our accordions, and when we scroll through, we also have our call to actions here. Again, we have all the different versions. You can just choose the one you want. We have bar counters. We have the menus for your headings. We also have the icons, and here's the search, and this is very interesting. So if you're using search on a light background, as soon as you click in here, it takes on your primary color. And when you start typing, you can just start typing there and it looks great. But what if you have a dark background that you want to put your search on? This again, if you click inside, there's a nice blue color that takes on that. When you scroll down here, you also have your icon lists, and you can see these ones here look great on a dark background and these ones look great on a light background. We also have heroes. So let's say you want to showcase a product. All you need to do is to choose this preset and add your image, and pretty much it takes on this design. Again, I'm going to continue on, and we have the lighter versions as well. And further down here, we have our contact pages. This is a design that you may want to go with. We also have the lighter version and also the dark version. So these are very, very easy to install. Now, let me show you how to install this. So I want to come over here on a blank page. This is a new WordPress website. It doesn't have anything installed. We have no presets here. And you can see here that there is nothing. So what we're going to do now is we are going to install KrafterPresets. So when you purchase KrafterPresets, and by the way, if you're a lifetime member on Divi University, this is absolutely free for becoming a lifetime member. So let's go ahead and double click on this. So we're going to open this, and we're going to get this KrafterPresets.json. This is the file that we need. You need to make sure that you open the zip file, and the JSON file is the one that we need. Next, what we're going to do now is to clear our page, because we need to make sure that we are doing this on a clear page. Now, you want to come over here to the top and click on these two arrows, export and import. Click on that and then click on import. Now, this is very, very important. What you need to do at this stage is to click on import presets, okay? It's very, very important that you do that. Otherwise, this process won't work. Now, this is the stage where you want to grab your JSON file. So you can do it manually by clicking over here, or you can just drag and drop it right here. Now, once you've done that, all you have to do now is to click on import. It's going to take a moment, and just like that, now we have our presets all added onto our page. All I have to do now is to click on save. Now, I don't really need this page, but you can use this as a reference page. So from this moment onwards, you can now start designing your layouts. So I'm just going to do it on this page just as a quick demo. So let's say I want to add some text here. So this is my normal paragraph text. As you can see, it has no preset. So what I can do now is I can click here, go to my presets, and then I can click on KP body text. So this is my text. So just by doing that, my text is set. But I want to take this a step further now. If you want this to be your default font every time you start designing your website, all you need to do is to come back over here, hover over KP body text, and then add this star to it. And then click on yes. Now, just by doing that, now when you add text throughout your whole website, you are going to get the size that you need. And you can do this with pretty much every single module here. So if you want to make your button text the default one, you can go in and make it the default one, and that'll be applied across the whole website. So the question now is, how much is KrafterPresets? Well, it is only $37. Only $37. You can use this on unlimited websites, and this is going to increase your efficiency when designing websites. You can share this with your design team, and they can have a very good starting point as you're designing their website. And the good thing about this is it doesn't take over your font colors, or your font types, or your font colors, or even your primary colors. You can just apply this, and then it automatically takes on your primary color. It automatically takes on the fonts that you want to use for your website. So you don't have to go in and undo the fonts that I've used or any of that. It just comes in default, and you can use this across all your websites. As I mentioned earlier on, if you're a lifetime member on Divi University, this is absolutely free. But if you want to donate or help me out, you can purchase this as well, and I'll greatly appreciate that. There are more products coming to Divi University. In fact, our next product is going to be super modules, and this is going to be really awesome because as you can see, some of our modules here, they're not really versatile. Sometimes we need buttons, we need more information on them. So this is where super modules is going to come in. Again, it's going to be free for lifetime members. We're also going to have Krafter frames. These are all fully designed sections, and these are all going to be based on SiteKrafter. So I'm really excited about this product. I want to hear your feedback. Let me know if you like this product, and if you have any issues installing it or anything, just let me know in the comments box below. And if you want to join the Divi community, head over to diviuniversity.com. This is where our community is. You can go ahead and join the community here. There's a lot that we publish here, and sometimes we also have very interesting discussions. So go ahead, and of course, if you want to buy me a coffee, you can go ahead and do that by buying me a coffee over here. I'll really appreciate that. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you again in the next one. Take care.